Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream and oh, I can see I already have 15 viewers, that's not bad. So maybe you've seen the thumbnail with a question. I heard that, or I read, no, I heard that there was a study that if you have a question in your title, it's more appealing to people because they have a feeling that they're challenged to find an answer, so they're gonna watch your video. That's why the title is in the form of a question. But it's not clickbait. I actually have something that I think is pretty exciting. I don't know how many of you know that I have this thing called the Van Hemert system, which basically started 3 or 4 years ago when I started kind of codifying and systemizing all the phrases that I learned while studying gypsy jazz. And I found a real easy way to find those phrases on the guitar. And I've been teaching that system for 3 years now on all kinds of festivals. Django in June, twice, Django Fest Northwest, a bunch of workshops, my own guitar summit in LA, in Germany, in Amsterdam during the festival of Robin Nolan. Back then it consisted of I don't know, like maybe 10 PDFs, but it has grown and grown. Now it's very big. But now I have a new thing, and I've been working on that for the past, I don't know, past few weeks. I mean, I've been working on it for years actually, because what you get is something I've been working on for years. But it is a new thing in the sense that it doesn't really address gypsy jazz in any sense. It is really meant for jazz guitar players, but of course that stuff kind of fits also in gypsy jazz. But this is something that will open up the neck in a more kind of bebop way. And as usual, there's no theory involved, it's just phrases, but I've codified them and I've arranged them very systematically. So it is very big, right? So we're talking about, I don't know, 14 pages full of phrases, all systemized, all grouped together, very easy to understand. And of course, I cannot go through the whole thing in this video. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through 5 of the phrases. First, I'm going to give you a little overview. Then I'm going to go through 5 of the phrases. I'm going to demonstrate all the phrases with a backing track. And then the next stream, I'll do the next 5, and maybe I'll go through all of them. But at the end of this whole process, I will compile everything, and I'll make a video of myself playing through all the phrases, and that you could buy if you want to. But if you're a patron of mine, you can always download the PDFs after every one of these streams, right? Because I will upload the 5 phrases I'm talking about today. But then, of course, in the end, you have a bunch of PDFs. If you still want the whole thing and the video of me playing through all the phrases, although you could watch all the streams, then you could eventually buy that. I don't know how much, but we'll see that back then. But in principle, you get all the stuff for free if you want to. So let me switch to a screen with the tab. So let me show you a little bit of what it is. It is all 251 phrases, and the reason I'm doing 251 is because that is the basis of playing jazz guitar, right? In gypsy jazz, I would say it's playing over a 5 chord without the 2, but in jazz it's a 251. And if you watch any of my videos about simplifying, then you know that you could play those phrases in many places, even when there's not a 251. But I'll get to that maybe later. So what I've done is, I need to go to another screen so I have a better view. Wait, maybe there. Yes. Okay, so I have named, I have categorized everything, but and I gave all the categories a name, right? So what you get, for instance, position 3 means we're talking about the third of the 2 chords, which is in this case the 2-5 in C, so it's F, and it's on the A string, with the second finger. So I'm talking about this F, right? So then there is a bunch of phrases that you can see right here. It's all starting there with basically the same 4 notes. Then the next category would be position 1. So that means with position 1 means the root of D minor, so it's a D with the 4th finger on the A string. So this one. Right? And when we go on, there's a bunch of phrases there. Then we have position 1. So again, same note, but it's the 1st finger on the A string. And so on and so on. Every line that I teach here either starts on the low A string, the low E string, or the high E string. So it's only 3 strings. That's basically what I always do in my system. It's always starting on one of those strings. And the reason for that is that it's very easy to connect everything, because you will always know where to start, right? And because all the phrases start there, they all connect to one another. You will see that when you start working with it. So what I want to do for today is just go through the first 5 lines that are part of position 3, A2. So there it is. So position 3, so a third of D minor with the the second finger on the note. Now the first phrase sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Okay, so there's no theory needed to understand this, right? It's just a nice phrase that you can play. And I want to demonstrate that phrase immediately. So we're talking about... And I'm going to demonstrate that with a backing track, but you have to be very careful playing music online, because you can get flagged. So I cannot use any backing track. So I'm going to use a back track, one that I made, and I didn't make many. So I'm going to go with Coquette, because that one is the one that has many 2/5s, and it's mine. Of course, this is in C. So if we want to play it in D, position 3, A2. So E minor on the G. So then we have to start there. And then we play the same fingering. Yeah. So let me just play a Coquette. If you don't know the chords of Coquette, it's basically 1, 2, 5, 2. I'm gonna play it right there. 2, 5, 1. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. 2, 5, 1 in G. And so forth, right? So and so forth, sorry, that's Dutch, and so on. So I'm playing that phrase anytime I can play it on the 2, 5, 1. And now I started on the 1, but if you practice this at home, you should start before the bar starts, in the middle of the bar, because you don't have to really end exactly with the like it says here in the chart, right? Jazz is meant to be harmonically exciting, so you don't want to play it every time the same way. You can be too early, too late. So let me do one more time, and I'm gonna play this phrase much more free. Maybe I'll change the rhythms. I won't change the notes. I'll change the rhythms. Too early, too late, whatever feels right. All right, another thing you could do is play some chromatic stuff before it, right? So this starts like this. So why not play or whatever you want. So one more time, I'm gonna be free, and like I did now, but I'll play some chromaticism before it. Oh, let's start over. So you can see you can get a lot of music out of this simple phrase. So let's go to the next one. This is just the first of many. So now you can immediately see the system because it starts with the same 4 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. First phrase was this phrase. Okay, let's play this phrase in coquette. You know, one chorus I'm gonna play this phrase, second chorus I'll combine both phrases. So I'll play one phrase and I'll play the other, or in a random order, doesn't matter. Of course, I was playing all kinds of other stuff, but you can hear these phrases, they sound great. They sound very jazzy. Okay, let's go to the third one. Starts with the same 4 notes again, so you can see how easy it is to learn all of this stuff. Okay, this phrase sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, if you're wondering why I got all these phrases, if you know me, you can guess I got them from transcriptions. It's just transcribing. All these phrases were transcribed from great players, many different players, dozens of players. But you see, because it's jazz, they all play similar stuff, of course. And sometimes I maybe changed it a little bit just to fit the system, but let's play that phrase. So in D, it's here. Boop. There we go. Oops. Combine everything. Yeah, third phrase. Fourth phrase. Two more. Same. Oh, sorry. Is this the fourth? Let me check. So this was the first, second, third, yeah. Fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has this nice trill. And this nice. What is it? It's an augmented. Is it augmented? Yes, it is augmented. But so it's not. You don't need to analyze this stuff. The way I approach improvisation and the way I think that you should do it too is just store the sound of this phrase in your head and then link it to your fingers, of course. Because when you improvise, you want to hear this stuff. And I think it's kind of misleading when people say, oh, I play what I hear. Yeah, me too. But I only hear what I practiced. So I practice this and then I try not to think too much about the theory, or I don't think about the theory at all. I just think about the sound. So this is a nice sound. It has this augmented sound, which I like, but I don't want to play every time, right? So the other phrases have another sound. So this phrase in G, in D would be, or in G, right? So because the bridge has a 2/5 in G, so how do you do the modulation? Again, we're in system position 3A2, so this is a third of A minor with a second finger on the A string. Of course, when I'm playing, I'm not thinking, okay, now I'm going to play something from 3A2. It's just the way I wrote it down, so you can easily identify what it is. But in the end, I just look at the neck and I see the possibilities. So let's play that in coquette. Oh. I played some other phrases which are also in the system, but we're not there yet. But I just want to show you a little bit what the possibilities are. all the 2/5 stuff I'm playing, almost all the 2/5 stuff, comes either from my first system or this 2.0. Okay, how many phrases did we do? 4? I lost count. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, last one for today. Which one is this? Oh yeah, this is a nice one. So for this one we have to jump to the C with the second finger. 3, 4. You can also play a triplet here. So if you make the F, which is the first note of the bar 14, if you make that a quarter note, you can play the next 3 notes as a triplet. You can do that in many different phrases, but in this one it works really nicely because of the sweep on the triplets. So in D, in G, let's say I want to play it in E flat, so then we have to have our second finger on the third of F minor. And we want to play it in B, so the 2 chord is C sharp minor, so we have our second finger on the E. Easy peasy. Okay, let me play this one in coquette. I don't know what to play anymore. Here we go. Yeah, those were the 5 phrases. For my Patreon members, you can download these 5 phrases in about 10 minutes after the stream. And if you're not a Patreon member, you should be. No, you can always oh, I see now that, I'm sorry, I didn't put it correctly in the screen. Sorry. There it is. I'll play it one more time for you. Like I want to say, you can copy paste, you can print screen all these PDFs. By the way, you can give me a super chat on this stream. So that means you tip the stream if you want to. Just click the $sign in the chat and you'll get an option to do that. No obligation, but it's nice for me. Okay, yeah, so these are the 5 first phrases of many phrases in many different systemized ways. Let me tell you something a little bit about how I chose these positions. It's because that is where my hand always ends up when I play, right? These are the places that my hand ends up. And when I'm observing other players, their hand ends up there too. It's just very normal places. If you think about E minor, that you're gonna play something like, or something like, or or right. So all these places, these phrases start, and you can be very free with them, and they sound super jazzy. They sound super nice. Okay, let me see what we have in the chat. I have to find a way to go to the chat again. It's so complicated with the stream to find a better way to find the chat. But I don't have one now, so bear with me. Okay, here we go. How old are you? Whoa. Haha. Okay, let me go full screen. I'm older than you think because I had people assume that I'm younger because of the flow of my career. But don't forget that I was a tango bandoneon player for a long time. And that was my career. And then I switched to gypsy jazz. And I switched to gypsy jazz after my 30th. So I'm now 40. Okay. You're doing a perfect service here, sir. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Henry Ecker, nice man. Henry, you cannot play these lines. You're already too good. I forbid it. Forbid you. I forbid. You can't do it. No, you can. You probably have a better way to do it anyway. Nice variations. How do I get these PDFs? The PDFs you can get. All the PDFs you will just. I will only give them. I will only compile them after I've done all the licks in the streams, and then I'll make it a package you can buy because I'll make a video of myself playing through all the lines, and maybe demonstrating them in a song. But for now, if you want these 5 lines, don't join my Patreon or print screen the video. Have you read Arnie Burney's chord and progression for jazz and popular guitar? No, I have not read a single book about jazz guitar, and the stuff I've seen, both in book form and videos, is much too theoretical for me. I don't like to think about theory when I improvise, at least not on guitar. I think it's counterproductive. I know people don't agree with me, but I've yet to meet a great guitar player in gypsy jazz that knows all the theory. These people have only focused on playing guitar and finding nice lines, right? And that's why they sound so great, all of them. So I'm doing the same. Even though I understand the theory, I don't think about the theory. Can you clear the screen so we can see you? I did. Thanks. I'm going to get some books for sight reading. Yeah, you can do that, but you can also just read the tab, right? Or you can just watch my fingers and mimic it like that. I made a tab so it's easy for some people to learn it, and also for myself to archive it. But you don't have to use a tab. You don't have to read the music if you don't want to. You can also listen and copy it like that. But especially, you don't have to be able to read notes. That's completely not necessary. So if that is all, I think I'm going to end the stream. 34 minutes, that's good time. Final rounds for questions. Otherwise, I'm going to say good night and go to my Patreon if you're a patron and download these phrases and start working with them. In the meantime, I'll play a song. What should I play? Well, the problem is there's not much I can play because I don't have many backing tracks. What do I have for backing track? I have minor string. All of me. Oh, let's play all of me. All of me. Okay, this backing track lasts for 7 minutes, and I'm trying to read the comments while I'm doing it. In the Arnie Burrow book, there are suggestions for standards, but he doesn't state anywhere what standard is. I think it will. Okay. Well, I think he didn't do that because of the copyright. Okay, guys. Good night, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye.